In northern Syria, in the city of Raqqa, a woman named Bod is carrying out a tactical surveillance mission as a French secret agent. Her assignment is to study the routine of a local woman in a burqa who shows up every day with bread and knocks on the door of a house owned by a man named Abu Bakr. By watching carefully, Bod manages to figure out the exact knocking pattern the woman uses to signal the people inside. That pattern becomes the key to reaching her target. Once she has memorized it, Bod puts her plan into motion. To avoid drawing suspicion in the middle of a conflict zone, she dresses in the same kind of burqa and disguises herself as the bread delivery woman. She approaches the house, repeats the same knocking code, and the moment the door opens, she forces her way inside and guns down several men. This is Agent Zero. At the same time, everything she is doing is being monitored live through a tiny camera attached to her clothing. After the men inside are taken out, the operations team at the headquarters of France's Foreign Intelligence Agency, the DGSE, finally confirms that the man in the house really is Abu Bakr, the target they have been hunting all along. But the moment Bod finishes the mission, the situation takes a horrifying turn. Joanna Walter, the operations director, suddenly gives a ruthless order. She tells Bod to kill everyone still inside, including the target's family, so there will be no witnesses left behind. Bod cannot bring herself to kill the women and children, so she ignores the order and rushes out of the house. But just as she gets out, another agent who already seems to be on site detonates a bag filled with explosives. 6 months later, after the bloodshed in Raqqa, Bod can no longer live with the moral weight of what happened. Unable to carry the burden of Joanna Walter's cruel command, she disappears to a coastal port city in Morocco. There she tries to live a quiet life with her fiancé, Elias, a local Moroccan police officer. In Essaouira, where she now works as a surf instructor, Bod appears to have found peace, but the past still haunts her. She keeps having nightmares about what happened. Elias notices something is wrong and tries to get her to open up, but Bod always hides her anxiety and insists that she is fine. Elsewhere, betrayal is exposed inside a powerful Middle Eastern crime syndicate. A man named Nassim, one of its members, is being interrogated and brutally beaten by his own relatives. Broken by the pain, he finally confesses that he has been acting as an informant for a local police officer. What shocks him most is that the officer turns out to be Ilyas, Bod's fiancé. The moment the family gets that information, Nassim is executed on the spot. The next morning, Bod is sitting with Ilyas on a cafe terrace, enjoying a quiet breakfast. Not far away, two brothers named Kamal and Rami are watching them closely. They have been tracking Bod and her fiancé, waiting for the right moment to strike. As Bod gets up to order food, leaving Ilyas alone at the table, the brothers move in. They ride straight toward the cafe, and within seconds, Kamal opens fire from the back seat, unleashing a brutal attack on Ilyas. Everything turns chaotic. Bod rushes to his side and quickly gets him to the hospital. The gunshots do not kill him, but they leave him in a coma. Even so, the impact is devastating. Bod is shaken and overwhelmed, struggling to understand who would do this and why Ilyas was targeted in the first place. Not long after, one of Ilyas's fellow officers, a man named Raqqa, comes to visit. He brings critical information. The shooters are identified as the Khoury brothers, the sons of a powerful crime boss named Mansour Khoury. This is no ordinary family. Mansour is the mastermind behind a massive illegal arms network that stretches from the Middle East all the way to North Africa. Raqqa then reveals the deeper connection. Ilyas had uncovered a major weapons shipment linked to Mansour. That information came from Nassim, a member of the Khoury family who had secretly been working as Ilyas's informant. Once the Khoury family discovered the betrayal, they saw Ilyas as a serious threat. That is why Kamal and Rami were sent to eliminate him. Unfortunately, there is not enough evidence for the authorities to act. A judge refuses to issue arrest warrants for the brothers. Realizing that Ilyas is still in danger if the Khoury family learns he survived, Bod takes matters into her own hands. She asks Raqqa for help moving Ilyas to a hidden apartment, somewhere far from official oversight, where he can recover safely. At the same time, Bod tracks down the location of Kamal and Rami. They are hiding out at a sauna. Without hesitation, she heads there alone. She takes down the guards at the entrance and moves through the building, clearing room after room until she finally finds the brothers inside. They fight back, and for a moment, Bod struggles against them. But in the end, she overpowers both of them and finishes the job with brutal efficiency. Soon after, the police arrive. This time, Bod does not resist. She simply stands there and lets them take her in. Raqqa arrives at the scene as well, clearly shocked by what she has done. Still, he understands the mental state she is in and does not judge her too harshly. But the situation escalates quickly. News of the brothers' deaths reaches their father. Mansoor Khoury is devastated, then consumed by rage. His anger is so intense that even one of his own servants becomes a victim of it. Driven by revenge, Mansour reaches out to a trusted associate, a middle-aged carpet dealer known as La France, also called the Frenchman. He orders him to find out who is responsible for the deaths of his sons and to uncover the person behind it all. Sometime later in Paris, Joanna Walter receives shocking information from La France about the deaths of the Khoury brothers. The news immediately puts her on edge. She rushes into her office and begins verifying the report, and that is when Bad's name surfaces. It does not take long for them to connect the dots. They begin to suspect that the killings were carried out by their own former agent, someone who disappeared after the operation in Raqqa. That discovery leads to a much darker truth. The entire situation is tied to a hidden arrangement within the DGSI itself. Mansour Khoury has not just been a crime boss, he has been a high-level intelligence asset. As a weapons supplier with deep connections to radical groups across the Middle East, he has been feeding critical information to French intelligence, helping them track down targets like Abu Bakr in Raqqa. In return, the DGSI has allowed his illegal arms operations to continue without interference, even beyond the reach of international law. Now everything is at risk. Mansour has just lost both of his sons, and they were killed by a French woman. Joanna and the senior officials know exactly what that means. They fear that Mansour will walk away from their secret partnership, or worse, expose it. To prevent that, Joanna is sent to Morocco to negotiate directly with him and keep the alliance intact. At the same time, inside a prison in Morocco, Rita visits Bad. He tells her that Elias is safe and being cared for by a nurse named Nora. But the situation for Bad is becoming more dangerous by the hour. In just 3 days, she is scheduled to be transferred to a high-security facility. 3 days later, the transfer begins. From the start, something feels off. Bad senses that something is about to go wrong, and she is right. The prison is suddenly attacked by armed men working under Joanna's orders. Chaos breaks out as guards are taken down without mercy. Rita is forced to open Bad's cell with a gun pointed directly at him. As soon as the door opens, one of the attackers tries to pull Bad out. But in a split second, she turns the situation around, grabs the weapon, and fights her way out of the building. In the middle of the chaos, Nassim is killed. Outside, Bad spots a motorbike parked near the prison. With no other option, she takes it and speeds away while being chased. The escape pushes her to the edge, and when she is cornered on top of a fortress, she makes a desperate decision. She jumps off the cliff into the rocks below and disappears into the waves. Later that night, she manages to crawl out of the water. Injured and exhausted, she makes her way back to the hidden apartment. By the next morning, she wakes up and realizes she must have passed out the moment she arrived. Nora has been taking care of her. When Bad regains full awareness, she checks on Elias. He is still unconscious, showing no real signs of improvement. Even so, she feels a small sense of relief. The apartment is remote and hidden, giving him the safety he needs to recover without being found. A short time later, as Bad stands over Elias's motionless body, something shifts inside her. A sudden surge of resolve pushes her into action. She gathers all the weapons she has been hiding, powers up her computer, and sends a message to arrange a meeting for the next day. Then she prepares a bag, stuffing it with cash, ready for what comes next. Back in Paris, inside the DGSI control room, her communication is intercepted. At the same time, Mansour learns that Joanna has failed to eliminate Bad. Furious, he contacts her and delivers a direct threat. If Bad is not found within 24 hours, dead or alive, he will expose every secret behind their dirty alliance. The pressure hits instantly, and for the first time, Joanna looks genuinely shaken. The next day, Bad says goodbye to Nora, who has been taking care of Elias. She then heads to the rooftop of a cafe to meet Sam, Joanna's assistant, and also her former friend from her days in the agency. Sam has never agreed with Joanna's decision to sacrifice Bad to protect the partnership with Mansour. During this secret meeting, Sam warns her that her identity has been exposed and that she is now the primary target of an international manhunt ordered directly by Joanna. But Bad does not fully trust him. She slips a sedative into his drink and makes it clear that she will handle things her own way. She refuses any help as she sets her sights on Mansour and his network. Meanwhile, the agency is already tracking her using advanced satellite surveillance. But they make a critical mistake. From above, two cafes look almost identical, and they end up searching the wrong location. Realizing they have lost her, The frustrated leadership brings in a professional operative named Alex and gives him a clear order. Track Bad down and eliminate her, no matter what. Using the information Sam gave her, Bad knows her next move. To reach Mansour, she first has to find Lafrance, the carpet dealer in a market in Marrakesh. It does not take long for her to locate him. The moment he sees her, he panics and runs, leading to a chase up through the building. During the pursuit across the rooftop, Bad senses something else. Alex is already there, watching and waiting for the right moment to strike. Despite the pressure, she manages to catch Lafrance and forces him to reveal Mansour's location. Just as she gets the information, Alex opens fire, but Bad escapes before he can take her down. When she arrives at the train station to head for Casablanca, intelligence services pick up her movement through CCTV. Orders are immediately sent out to agents in Casablanca to intercept her the moment she arrives. That night, Bad arrives in Casablanca. The moment she steps out of the station, she is suddenly chased by a group of men working for Joanna. Thinking quickly, she uses a passing train to block their view and slips away. She jumps into a taxi and heads straight toward the harbor. At nearly the same time, Joanna arrives at the Casablanca port to oversee a transaction. Mansour's people complete their inspection, confirming that the weapons shipment is intact. In return, they send over detailed profiles and data on several suspected terrorists, individuals believed to be planning attacks in Paris. Right then, Joanna receives a call from Bad. What she does not realize is that Bad is positioned on top of a nearby container, watching everything unfold while aiming a long-range rifle directly at her. Even with a clear shot, Bad holds back. Instead of pulling the trigger, she chooses to observe, making sure where the data is going and how it will be used. Once she feels certain, she carefully climbs down from the container. But the moment she lands, everything goes wrong. Alex suddenly appears, pointing a gun at her, and takes her straight to Mansour's men. Through a video call, Mansour makes his intentions clear. He plans to finish what his son started by killing Bad himself. But before anything can happen, the situation shifts again. Out of nowhere, Sam appears from a distance and fires, taking down several of Mansour's men. Alex reacts instantly and rushes towards Sam's position. A brutal fight breaks out, but it ends badly. Sam is overpowered and his neck is broken. Moments later, Bad reaches the scene and engages Alex in a fierce fight. This time she wins. Alex is killed, but Sam cannot be saved. Meanwhile, on her way to the airport, Joanna makes a decisive move. She sends the terrorist data to French intelligence headquarters. The response is immediate. Orders go out, and agents move in to arrest everyone on the list. The next day, Bad is back in Morocco, positioned not far from Mansour Khoury's mansion. She lures him out with a phone call, and when he finally steps into view, she takes the shot and ends his life. A few days later, she returns to the safe apartment and finds that Elias has finally woken up from his coma. The relief is overwhelming, but it does not last. Bad knows her past will always put him in danger. Even after everything, she cannot stay. So she leaves. That same night, as Joanna sits in her car, she hears breaking news on the radio. Thanks to the intelligence she received, DGSI forces have successfully raided 3 terrorist cells in Paris. 8 suspects have been arrested, along with explosive materials. And in that moment, Joanna finally understands the truth. The informant was Bad. So the moral of the story is, if someone knocks with a secret code, maybe just don't open the door, and definitely don't date someone whose job description is, "It's complicated."